Yeah, it's true. I'm going to tell you how to make 247 sales a day on eBay. That is 247 sales a day, every day on eBay. Here's how you do it. Well, let's start at the beginning. Here are the basics. Let me go slowly. You need to list at least one item every single day on eBay. You need to list at least one new item. It doesn't have to be in new condition, but it has to be an additional item added to your inventory. You need to list at least one item every single day. Well, great. Can I list two? Yeah, you have to list at least one item every single day. That means you could list 1,000,000. That's okay. That falls into that range of at least one item every day. I don't know why people ask me that. I will be speaking at a conference and saying at least one item every day. Someone will invariably raise his hand and go, well, what if I list 3 items a day? You're covered, okay? That's fine. You need to list at least one item every single day. That means every single day. What about the days that you're tired? What about the days that you're sick? What about the days that you go on vacation? Well, of course there are exceptions, except to this rule. You have to list at least one item every single day. That means every single day. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Or you can be like me, list 9 days a week and 412 days a year. So don't do your best, do my best. Always remember that. You'll go well, you'll go far in life. List at least one item. Why in the world does that mean anything? Add at least one item to your inventory every single day. That's because eBay loves active sellers. eBay loves it when you are an active seller. eBay will give you search engine love if you are an active seller. If you're not an active seller, you're going to have worse sales than Bud Light. But if you're an active seller, eBay will reward you. Why in the world does eBay care if you list an item every day? Well, if you owned eBay, you would come to this conclusion pretty fast yourself. And that is, you want sellers to see messages, new announcements, new tools, new promotions available. You want sellers to see all messages from any potential buyers that they may have. You want your sellers to see questions from buyers, whatever, problems, returns, whatever. You need your sellers to be active on eBay, and generally the way that you can ensure that is to get one item listed every single day. eBay loves that. There's a phenomenon that I call energizing your account, and I've talked about it for years. Other people have talked about it recently, which makes me suspicious, but anyway, here we go. They don't use my term, at least, but energizing your account. Here's the way account energization works. That is, if you list one item a day, every single day, you will, within a month or two, usually within 2 or 2.5 months, you will begin to sell on the average one item every single day. But that continues to work. So let's say, one item, at least one item every day. If you just list one item a day, okay, but it's probably not a business unless you're selling $5,000 items, The real answer is you need to list as many as you can every single day. But be consistent. eBay loves consistently active sellers. So here's the way it works. If you list on the average 5 items every single day, then you will eventually, in a couple or 2.5 or 2.75 months, you will begin to see on the average 5 items. Did I say 5? If you list 5 a day on the average, every single day, you will begin to sell on the average 5 items every single day. And it'll take almost 3 months to get there. Now, that's assuming that you create listings the way I show you and you do them the right way. That's assuming that your comparables are accurate. That's assuming that your price is a good price. It doesn't mean it's the lowest price. I don't really like any business model on eBay that just sells everything at the lowest price. That's a bad model in most cases. It's a hard model to ever make any money on. And you don't need to do that. You just have to create listings that eBay likes to show at the top of a search engine. That's what this channel is all about. Every video I make is basically telling you how to get higher and higher in eBay's search engine. That's our only goal. You might say, well, my goal is to sell. No, your goal should be to get as high as you can in eBay's search engine, because then and only then will more and more potential buyers see your items. Then and only then can you sell a lot. If you list 20 items a day, every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you will begin to see 7 sales a day. It's the way it works. And there's a problem with this that you may have already figured out, and that is it's kind of hard to increase your inventory after a while. You're listing 5 items. You've normally listed 0 to 8 items a day, just randomly here and there. And so you start doing 5 items, at least 5 items, let's say 5 items every single day, day in, day out. Eventually, you're going to start selling 5 items day in and day out, and it's going to be hard. It'll be impossible to increase your inventory. You'll just sell what you list. Now, you don't sell the same items that you list today, but you will, on the average, sell 5 items out of your inventory if you do this. It's an amazing thing, and it does always work. Assuming your listings are quality listings. That's not hard. I'll show you exactly how to do that in this channel. So if you list on the average 5 items every single day and you start selling on the average for the first few weeks and maybe couple of months, your inventory is really going to grow. But then your sales catch up to your listings and your inventory stops growing. And if you want to sell more, you start listing more items every single day. You might go to 7 items every single day that you list, and you will find that you'll become a seller of 7 items every day eventually. Now, it won't take twice as long. It'll only take a little bit longer to do that. Once your account gets energized, eBay's very responsive to their active sellers. Okay, what happens if you have to go out of town for 7 days? What do? You list every single day, okay? I didn't say unless you go out of town. I said you list 7 days a week, as I do every single day. Well, I list 9 days a week, so do what I do. Do my best, don't do your best. Okay, here's the way that it happens. Every single day means every single day, not every single weekday. If you're going out of town, you will know in advance most times. Do time away. It's a beautiful thing. Time away is at the website www.ebay.vac.timeaway. Right there it is, okay? And you just schedule time away. You go here to the My eBay Time Away screen at ebay.com/VAC/time away, and you set your time away. Now, you can set time away to either pause all sales for up to 30 days while you're out of town or whatever, or you can allow sales while you're out of town. Well, it's pretty stupid to pause all of your sales. That's pretty dumb. What happens if you allow sales, as long as you're going to be out of town for 15 days or less, and I suggest you starting your time away a day or two before you leave. You're getting ready for a trip. And then I suggest that you extend the ending time when your account starts back up again to be a day or two after you return, because if you allow sales while you're gone, you are not required, even if you promise to ship every single day. And I told you exactly how to do same-day shipping so that sometimes you get 4 full days to ship, or next-day shipping. Sometimes you get 4 full days to ship. It's really an unbelievable thing. You get all of the search engine love of being a same-day or next-day shipper, but you sometimes have up to 4 days to actually ship things. eBay's just wonderful. I suggest that you give yourself a little breathing room. You get home at midnight, you've got 25 orders waiting for you, and you've got to get them out the next day. That's tough. So do your end date a day or two after you come home, and that gives you, now you can always ship them earlier, but that gives you time to, do everything you need to do when you get home from a trip and all of that. Catch up on everything, catch up on your bills, and start packing and shipping stuff. You have a day or two to do that. You just don't have to do it the day after you get home, or the day you do get home. You don't have to worry about that. eBay will not punish you. So if you have same-day shipping, but you have time away on, all of your buyers are told this buyer happens to be out of town or happens to be away until April 30th or whatever it is, and then you will get the item. So eBay does not count late any shipments that sold during your time away, even if you're a next day shipper. So that's wonderful. What do? If I'm going out of town in a week, I'm going to create an extra listing or 2 or 3 that are scheduled. Now, eBay no longer requires us to pay for scheduled listings. So whenever you're creating a listing, instead of clicking list now, you can click the scheduled item, the scheduled option right above that, and see that I want this to list on its own April 28th. And then you create another one. You say, I want this to list on its own. I want it to be scheduled to start April 29th. I want the next one scheduled. You just create 3 extra listings a day or 2 or a week or 2 before you leave. Make sure you have plenty of listings. If you normally list 2 items a day and you're going to be gone for 10 days, you need to create 20 extra listings. And you will schedule 2 a day for every day that you're gone. It seems as though eBay does count that as being active. Now, eBay knows that it's a scheduled listing, but they don't really seem to let that affect things. eBay still, as long as you list at least 1 item every day, or you stay with what you have done in the past and you've energized your account and you make sure that you schedule listings for that, then eBay seems to continue to reward you with, on the average, that many sales a day. During your time away, you might get a slight dip in sales because some buyers will go, well, she's not going to be home, until April 30th, but I kind of would like it shipped sooner. And so that buyer might go somewhere else. Some buyers are in a hurry, and that's their prerogative, that's fine, and they go somewhere else when they normally would have bought from you. They were ready to buy from you, and then they see the little note that says, the seller is away for a few days. So you will see a slight dip in sales, no big deal. And as soon as time away is gone, all of your sales just start churning again. So that's okay. It's a beautiful thing. It's all groovy gravy. It really is. Therefore, what is your charge? What if you want to sell 247 items every single day, 7 days a week? You list 247 items every single day, 7 days a week. That's the way you do it. Your sales always eventually catch up to the number of items that you consistently list every single day. And that's the beauty of eBay sales. That's the little known secret that a lot of people know and a lot of people just don't get around to it. What if you're sick? I always have a couple of listings scheduled up. Okay? Every day that I create all my listings, I create 1 or 2 or 3 extras and I save them as drafts. I don't schedule those. I just save them as drafts ready to go. The next day, if I have 3 drafts and I'm feeling great, I will list those 3 and I will create my daily listings and I will create 3 more. That way I can at least I can at least list 3 items if I'm just really sick. Or maybe if I start feeling like I might be getting a cold or something, I don't really know, or my back's beginning to go out or whatever it is, I might create 5, 10 extra listings that day and save them in draft mode so that they're just ready to click and list. Next day, if all I can do is hobble to my laptop and open the laptop screen and just list, a few of my drafts, then I will just launch a few of my drafts, and that way I don't have to go to the computer and take pictures, I'm sick or whatever. So it's always good to have a draft bank. Depending on how many items that you want to list every single day, you should consider having a draft bank large enough, certainly large enough when you know you're going to be out of town. Once in a while, let's say a big snowstorm or an ice storm's coming in. I live in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. We have 1 or 2 pretty bad ice storms every 3 years. Okay? We don't have terrible winters, but every 3 years we have bad ice storms. And so if I see that a bad ice storm is coming, then I might create some drafts because you never know. And that way on my cell phone, I can just launch those drafts. If the electricity's out and I can't get to a computer, I can at least on the remaining battery I have, launch those few extra listings that I've drafted on the days that I don't have electricity. And also, I might turn on time away if a bad storm is coming, because maybe you can't get to the post office. When we have a Tulsa, Oklahoma ice storm, it's pretty bad. It's pretty hard to drive around here. This isn't Alaska where everyone's used to driving on snow and slush and ice and all of that. So a lot of times the town will just shut down. Fortunately, it doesn't happen but every 3 or 4 years. But if one appears to be coming, I will turn on time away for those days predicted to be the storm. And that way, I don't have to take them to the post office. My cells still go. I'm not held to my same day handling time, however, because I've got time away on. If I can get to the post office, I will take packages every single day during this storm. I will still do that, even if I'm on time away. I want my buyers to be thrilled at the speed that they get things from me. But just in case I can't, every single time there's a storm coming, I will turn on time away for a day or two or three, depending on the duration possible. And you should too. You should plan in advance. All of this is wrapped around the notion that I want to list the same number of items every single day, 9 days a week, 412 days a year. And you should also do the same. Don't do your best, do my best.